guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about the Jaclyn Hill x Morphe palette volume 2. I know it's been out for a while, but I still wanted to show it off in my channel and show you this fire red look I was able to do with it. I'm gonna let you know how this palette worked for me and how I created this look. So if you're interested in that, stick around. But before I get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave and like this video as well. And yeah, let's get started with this look using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette volume 2. Alright, so for this video, I'm starting a little bit different. I don't think I've ever started a look with my brows in my channel before. I have no idea why, but I just decided to start with my brows first. And as usual, I am using my NYX Cosmetics Micro Brow Pencil to fill them in. And if you want to see a full list of the products that I'm using and wearing for this look, you can head on over to my description box and there will be a full list there. And then because I decided to be a little bit more extra with my brows, I am taking a small concealer brush with some Tarte Shape Tape and clean up underneath my brows, and at the same time take that same concealer and just use it to prime my lids before eyeshadow. Alright, so right after my brows, I am starting with my eyeshadow look because I know it's going to be a bold one, and since it's the first time that I'm using the palette, I want to make sure that fallout doesn't ruin the look. So as you saw, I'm starting with the shade Therapy Sesh, and I'm taking it with a fluffy brush all across the lid. I'm patting it in place because I'm tracing where that swoosh is gonna go, and that's why I'm doing that winged line on the outer V. So I'm going all across the crease and then doing a swoosh up. And then on the inner portion, I'm taking it all the way into the inner corner, and this is the shape that we want to create with that first color. Alright, then we're going to go in with a deeper purple. We're taking Not My Journey, same thing, on top of that shape we just drew. The only difference is that we're using a smaller brush, which is denser, so it's going to let you pack more color and make that crease deeper. And it's just going to make the look a little bit bolder and make the purple pop even more in the end. And then because of course I wanted to use the pinks in the palette, I am taking the shade Tipsy Girl and using a small brush, adding it on top of that purple close to the brow bone, and then blending that in with that purple. And the only reason for this again is just to add another color on there, but you could just leave the purple alone if you want to make things just simpler. Now again, because I wanted another pop of color on there, I wanted to try that yellow too. So I'm taking it, and it's called No Joke, on the inner portion of the eye, just like the pink, placing it on top of the purple and blending it in. And once the colors above the crease are all done, we can start working below the crease. And for that, we need a clean slate. That's why we're taking our Tarte Shape Tape and cutting that crease using a small concealer brush. Now I thought I wanted to use white on my lid, but then I changed my mind. So that's why I'm taking that matte white shade and patting it on the lid. It's called Certified, and it was honestly not super impressive. I've used better matte whites before. I wish it had like more pigment on there. Now I'm going with the best shade in this palette in my opinion. It's that red matte shade. It's called Living My Best. That shade is amazing and super pigmented. I really loved it. So what I'm doing is using a pencil brush and doing a winged liner with that one shade, following the top lash line and then connecting it to the purple at the very end. And as you can see, I was leaving that lid intact with the white because I thought that's what I wanted, but then again, I changed my mind. And while I thought long and hard about my look, I went in the meantime with that matte white again and just used it on my brow bone to add that highlight. And then I went back to that red, living my best life, and added more to the lash line, like along the lash line. Now for my inner corner, I added the shade in it. It's that shade that has like a purple and pink shift to it, but I feel like it took me a while for it to show on my inner corner. I wish it would have popped more. Okay, and this is where I finally made up my mind and decided to go with the shade Heart On and just go all over the lid. This is more of a bright, almost neon coral color, and it was just as good as the red shade, super pigmented and just bold. I honestly wish the purple shades in the palette would have performed more like these, and the best part was that when I removed my eye look, these red shades didn't stain as bad as I thought they were gonna, so I was really happy with that. And now that I was also happy with my look and how it looked, I'm gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. And once that was done, I took some Neutrogena makeup remover towelettes to clean up underneath that wing, and we're just cleaning it up so that wing is nice and sharp, and I honestly didn't have that much fallout, which is always good. And after the eyes, I worked on my complexion. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I know you guys are here for the eye look. So I'm starting out by priming the skin using the Touch in Sol No Poreblem primer. Then I'm going to go in with some foundation using my L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. Next is concealer. I am using my Tarte Shape Tape, and to blend both the foundation and the concealer, I am using my Blendiful by Tati Beauty. For powder, I am using my Coty Airspun, and I'm not going too heavy with the bake, I'm just patting the powder into the skin. For bronzer, I am using my Tarteist Pro Glow palette, just bronzing the skin as usual and using that same bronzer to contour the nose and baking with the Blendiful and some Coty Airspun, and then also baking underneath the cheeks. Okay, now for the lower lash line, I just had to use more of that red shade, so I'm taking Living My Best Life all over the lower lash line and really smoking it out. And here's where you can see how easy it is to blend the shade. Again, I wish the purples would have performed like this. And then just to clean up underneath the eye, I'm using a fluffy brush like this one just to make sure everything's nice and blended. Now I'm retouching my inner corners with that In It shade. And then I'm gonna brush away all that bake. Now I'm also using that In It shade for my highlight. I wanted to try it as a highlight just to see how it would perform, and this is how it did without spritzing the brush. Mind you, I am using a small and dense brush, so these kinds of brushes with the shorter bristles will grab more product, so I feel like that helped a bunch, but I love how it looked in the end. And for blush, I am using the Tarteist Pro Glow palette again. And just for finishing touches, I am doing mascara. Then I'm adding some fake lashes. And lips, I am using the Ofra Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Verona and adding some gloss on top of it, just a clear gloss. And with that, for some reason I forgot setting spray. I have no idea what happened there, but this is the final look. This is the first look I did using my Jaclyn Hill x Morphe Volume 2 palette, and I really love how it turned out. The palette is okay, I will say. It's not super impressive or something that you must have, but what drew me into it was honestly the color story. I was drawn to those reds and the pinks and purples together with that pop of yellow. It's kind of like a sunset color story, so I was drawn to that. But yeah, in the end it turned out to be an okay palette. The reds were the most impressive shades in my opinion, from the shades that I used of course, but yeah, let me know what you thought of this look in the comments below. Again, all of the products that I used are listed in that description box below. Let me know how you like this palette if you have it, and any questions or suggestions for future videos that you have, again, drop them in that comment section down below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, for being here. I really appreciate it, and hopefully I will see you right here on my next one. Bye guys!